Hi everybody, Module 3, Lesson 13, Inequalities. Students will be able to write and solve inequalities. So remember inequalities, we have less than or equal to, we have greater than, and we have greater than or equal to. Those are inequalities. So we're going to skip ahead a little bit and get to where the exercises are. Okay. Connor went to the county fair with $22.50 in his pocket. He bought a hot dog and drink for $3.75 and then wanted to spend the rest of his money on ride tickets, which cost $1.25 each. Write an inequality to represent the total spent where R is the number of tickets purchased. So we know right away that what our variable is. R is the ride tickets, okay, which refers to the $1.25. We also know that all Connor has in his pocket is $22.50. He doesn't have any more than that. So he can't spend, and forget about credit cards, he can't spend any more than $22.50. So that means he can spend exactly $22.50 or less than. So less than or equal to $22.50. Okay. So let's write this inequality. He buys his hot dog and drink for $3.75. And he buys some number of tickets that are $1.25 each. And all that has to be less than or equal to $22.50. That is our inequality. He's going to spend this amount of money, and it can't go over that. Okay. So Connor wants to use this inequality to determine whether he can purchase 10 tickets. Use substitution to show whether he will have enough money. So I guess he really wants to go on some rides. It's going to cost a total of 10 tickets. And he's already eaten that hot dog and drink. Hopefully it's been a while and these aren't spinny rides. Don't want to waste that hot dog and drink. All right, so let's start with what our inequality is. $3.75 plus $1.25R is less than or equal to $22.50. And then we're going to take our number of tickets and put it right where the R is. So $3.75 plus $1.25 times 10. $3.75 plus $1.25 times 10 is $12.50. And $12.50 plus $3.75. Sorry, I cut the edge of the screen. Guess I did it again. Let's move that over. So 5, 2, carry my 1, 6, so $16.25. Is our statement true? Is $16.25 less than or equal to $22.50? Yes, it is. It's true. So what does that mean? He can buy 10 tickets. Part C on the next page, what is the total maximum number of tickets? So he had so much fun, he wants to go on more rides. What is the total maximum number of tickets he can buy? And based on the given information, which means how much money he has to still be less than or equal to $22.50, and he still has bought that hot dog and drink. So our inequality was, look at the previous page, $3.75 plus $1.25. $3.75 plus $1.25 per ride has to be less than or equal to $22.50. So when we solve an inequality, we actually have to solve it this time. When we solve an inequality, we do it just like solving equations. We undo our constant, and then we undo our coefficient. The only thing that's different is we have to keep in mind what lesson 12 was talking about. Do we preserve or reverse the inequality symbol? And remember, we reverse it when we get to the coefficient part if the coefficient is a negative. So let's work through this. Our constant is 375. So 375 minus 375 plus the $1.25R is less than or equal to 2250 minus 375. So I know this cancels, leaving me with 125R is less than or equal to, and on the side, 2250 minus 375. We're going to subtract. Let's see. That becomes a 4. That becomes a 10. That becomes a 1. That becomes a 14. 21 minus 3 is 18. So $1.25R is less than or equal to $18.75. He walks into the place with $22.50. He buys his hot dog and his drink, and he has $18.75 left to spend on his rides. So now 1 over $1.25, 1 over $1.25, which means that those cancel, leaving me R. Now I'm multiplying by a positive, so that means I preserve because coefficient is positive. Okay. So now, how many times does $1.25 go into 1875? 1, 2, 1, 2, move my decimal. 125 goes into 187 once, which is 125. 2, 6. Bring down my 5. 125 goes into 625 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 plus 2 is 12. 5 times 1 plus 1 is 6. So R is less than or equal to 15. At most, he can go on 15 rides. So he can do less, and he'll walk away with some money in his pocket if he doesn't lose it. But he can't go any more than 15 rides because he just doesn't have enough money. All right, let's try another problem. Write and solve an inequality statement to represent the following problem. On a particular airline, checked bags can weigh no more than 50 pounds. That doesn't mean the decoration is checked. For those of you who haven't flown, checked bags means the bags that go in the bottom of the airplane that they take away from you. They're not a carry-on. You get them back when you land at your final destination. But checked bags they're very particular. They charge you extra money for checked bags usually. So on a particular airline, checked bags can weigh no more than 50 pounds. So that would be less than or equal to 50. They can weigh 50 pounds or be less than 50. Sally packed 32 pounds of clothes and 5 identical gifts in a suitcase that weighs 8 pounds. So she has her clothes and her gifts, and all that is in the suitcase, and the suitcase actually has some weight, and all that has to be less than or equal to 50. So let's see what we can do with that. Sally packed 32 pounds of clothes and 5 identical gifts. So let G be weight of gift, and the suitcase had some weight. And all that is less than or equal to 50. Take a moment, pause if you need to check out and reread the problem and make sure you understand how I wrote that inequality statement. Now remember, we solve the inequality just like we solve an equation. Combine and distribute, undo your constant, undo your coefficient. So I know that I have some combining to do. So 5G plus 40, so the 5 gifts, plus the 40 pounds that I know of is less than or equal to 50. Oh, I hope those gifts don't weigh much, because the clothes in the suitcase alone are almost the maximum weight. So then my next line, undo my constant. 5G plus 40 minus 40 is less than or equal to 50 minus 40. That cancels, leaving me with the 5 gifts are less than or equal to 10 pounds. So if 5 gifts are less than or equal to 10 pounds and they're identical gifts, let's change that color. I multiply by the coefficient, the reciprocal of the coefficient, and it's a positive coefficient. So is it preserved or reversed? It is preserved. So let's see. G is less than or equal to 2. Each gift, out of space, each gift is 2 or less pounds. All right, so the word problems, the really only new thing in here, there's 2 new things. You need to decide what the inequality symbol will be, which of the 4, and as you're solving, you go through the process just like you're solving an equation, but you need to decide if the inequality symbol is preserved or reversed based on the coefficient. All right, I will see you in class. Bye.